Hi, I'm Heather with TestOil, and this is Mike. Thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome.
So I've been noticing that we've been having more of a demand for lubricant compatibility testing recently. And from what I'm hearing, a lot of it can be due to the coronavirus situation, the pandemic going on, especially all the supply chain interruptions that were happening. And people are wondering if they can actually mix this new lubricant that they have with what's currently in their system, because they had to go through a new lubricant supplier because their old lube supplier was having trouble sourcing what was needed. And can you talk a little bit about lubricant compatibility and how that has really helped these types of people in the industry?
Sure. It's a test that we do, and we, as Heather mentions, we are doing quite a bit more of them. And I would tell you this, that if you do change your oil or changing oil types or changing oil suppliers, you should get a compatibility test done. It's just pretty basic. And we follow an ASTM, I think it's 7155, which is originally developed for turbine oil compatibility. But we've taken that test and made some changes to it. And it's pretty much industry standards to follow that practice. And you know, there's different tiers to the testing, and you can pick and choose how far you want to go with it, but they all start with the same sort of heating and cooling process. We'll mix certain percentages of one oil with certain percentages of the other oil, and then we'll heat it and let it cool and see, you know, is there any obvious problems, cloudiness or sediment falling out that would tell us right immediately that we have a problem and we shouldn't be mixing these oils.
Right. And I know there's 4 levels in the method now. That first one you mentioned is just visually, how does it appear? And some people will stop and say, it just looks fine, I'm good with that. I usually recommend, though, that people move through the tiers a little bit further on, because we start to get into looking at properties like, is the lubricant mixture able to release water or air like we are expecting it to? And then even it starts to get into some of the performance testing. You know, is it this mixture, is the base oils, are they going to remain stable for resisting oxidation? How are they going to perform? Is the viscosity significantly affected for some reason? And I think it just helps to give an overall view of what people can potentially expect from this mixture in their piece of equipment.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, we recommend at least going to tier 2, which, you know, if it passes tier 1, go to tier 2. And tier 2, we're going to look at demulsibility and foam, and we're going to do an MPC to look for varnish. So those are, you know, 3 problems that we typically see with compatibility that we want to, you know, put a, you know, stop to immediately if we see an issue. And then, as you mentioned, there's much more testing that we could do further as we proceed down the process.
Exactly. And if you're interested in finding out more about individual test results and what they mean to you, what potentially limits you should be looking at, you can download our Get the Picture ebook. The link will be provided with this video. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome, Heather.
Take care.